Welcome to the Quantum Information Technologies Journal podcast, a space where we explore how quantum science is moving from the theory into real technologies. We are honored to welcome two distinguished scientists and global leaders behind this initiative. First, Professor Sofia, Head of Industrial IoT at Fortiss and coordinator of the CONASENSE platform. Join us from Munich, Germany. Joining her is Professor Ramjee Prasad, founder and president of the CTIF Global Capsule Foundation and founding member of CONASENSE, speaking to us from Aalborg, Denmark. Together, they are driving the Quantum Information Technologies Journal as part of the CONASENSE initiative. Professor Prasad, to begin, could you describe what CONASENSE is and how this research initiative originally came to life?
Very interesting question. And you are trying to dig from the ground. So I have to recollect all my memory where it has started. That is the first point you asked me. So my memory says that the first talk I gave for the CONASENSE organized by Italian Army. And I was invited to give the introductory talk about CONASENSE. And I was with Professor Marina Ruggeri from University of Rome, Tor Vergata. And there I defined first time CONASENSE. I should not say I, it was a joint effort by me and Professor Marina Ruggeri. So CONASENSE stands for Integration of Communication, Navigation, Sensing and Services. So CONASENSE, as you understand, sensing is very important parameter. And if you look the technology, integration of communication, navigation, sensing and services, lot of work has been already done in communication, services, but sensing is a part which was untouched. People didn't do much work. They thought about the value, but now how to go ahead with sensing, that part has not been touched. And it has started from that day, and a lot of activities have been done throughout the world by young researchers, PhD students, and of course postgraduates. So this is the stage we have at the CONASENSE, globally known technology. If you look at the publications, books, a lot of publications have been made in IEEE transactions, in journals also, particularly Journal of Mobile Multimedia Communications.
Professor Sofia, quantum technologies have been discussed for decades, yet we are seeing an unprecedented surge of activities today. Why is now the right moment to launch a dedicated quantum information technology journal?
So in the context of CONASENSE, as Ramjee explained, so there is let's say a core value, which is interdisciplinarity, and also another core value that is research brainstorming and approaching that brainstorming to what we call pre-standardization to industry. So in this context, there are other projects that focus on quantum technologies, but I would say that what we felt was that CONASENSE has, let's say, the experts and has also this interdisciplinary vision that is important to bring, let's say, quantum out of the fundamental fields that we are already seeing industry building upon, okay, and creating, let's say, different types of tools ranging from computers, but also from emulators and simulators. But however, there is still a gap, which is trying to approach that to the younger audiences and also, let's say, bring to public an industrial perspective of quantum technologies in general. So be it quantum sensing, communications, the computational fields.
Quantum research in general can often feel abstract to non-specialists. How does this journal aim to bridge the gap between fundamental quantum science and practical technologies that industry and society can meaningfully adopt?
Yeah, so I would say that the idea here is to make it a bit more practical and grounded. So as Ramji just explained, so I myself am a packet-based networking researcher, and we all know that quantum is important, right? Um, so I have a kid that studies physics, okay, and basically is actually more into quantum than I am currently. But however, so the view is that there, none of us, so it's a little bit like AI, none of us can really go over this. Okay, so it's here to stay. We have to embrace it, and in order to do that, we actually have to go beyond the system architectural design and classical architectural design of technologies, and actually try to create benchmarking solutions and experimental solutions that can allow us to play more with quantum, right? Like is happening with AI already, with large foundational models. So I sincerely hope that with this magazine we can do that. So we can bring into public some nicer work and smaller work in quantum that focuses more on these experimental aspects and can help in let's say appealing to the younger generations, okay, and understand, oh, okay, we can do this. So I can go to quantum communications and actually I can experiment with this emulator. So we already have a very good interesting tools appearing, but they are not known. So we are missing a little bit this kind of instruments that need to be a bit more open and also understandable, right? So it's not just have them; it's actually how do we use them. So these are the aspects that I think that this magazine can help with.
And my question to you all, education is recurring theme in discussions about quantum. Why is quantum literacy across engineers, computer scientists, policymakers, and business leaders so critical at this stage?
Yeah, this question is very critical itself. But quantum, just like I told you, that CONASENSE is like ocean, and quantum is a bubble in the CONASENSE ocean, and bubble which will spread throughout the globe, as I mentioned to you earlier also. So, quantum will really create an environment for the future technology and future growth of the society. It is not just the technology, its applications, services will play very important role for the social development. That is what in short I can tell you.
Yes, so I fully agree with Ramji, absolutely. Okay, so the notion of quantum bubble is indeed a great motto, I would say, for this. I would say that as you know, the advances that we see in quantum, they are still very siloed because, of course, it requires a huge investment, right? And so a journal such as the Quantum Information Technologies Journal can help by, for instance, publishing tutorials or publishing surveys or bringing interdisciplinary work to light, a little bit more to light, that will allow to, let's say, create a common understanding. So this bubble that Ramji mentioned, a common understanding of different of what is quantum and what its application can be across different domains. And we need that to train, let's say, a next generation of quantum professionals, right? So there is no quantum yet professional. So we have some courses, we have some directions, some masters, but basically we actually need to do much more across domains, across physics, so computational sciences, and the magazine can help in doing that by bridging these worlds together.
Just I want to add one point here.
Right.
You know, people always ask 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G, what will be the end of the G? So I have always said there's nothing should be after 6G. And quantum is the future beyond 6G.
Understood.
So instead of calling 7G, 8G, 9G, we should say quantum generation of the wireless communication. That
Perfect.
is what I forecast for the future of wireless communication. It will be completely based on quantum.
Thank you,
And
Professor.
proudly I say that our name will be there, three of us. If if anybody will look the literature after 10 years, they will find our name in the quantum growth, what we have done. Root I knew because of Paulo, and Paulo I knew because of Root. So these three combination is the future of the wireless communication.
Thank you, Professor Prasad.
So I would say that our moderator is one of the first quantum engineers in the field. So I'm not a quantum engineer, but as CONASENSE, I hope that I can bring this what Ramjee said, this interdisciplinary view. To me, I'm let's say I like the future internet interdisciplinary perspectives, and that's where I think that we in CONASENSE can help. But happy also to have actually as editor-in-chief, Conchen Cheng and Paulo, who are truly two leaders in the quantum field.
CONASENSE has a strong track record of connecting research, standards, and industry.
I think that several activities that we are doing in CONASENSE, as Ramjee said, so we have experts across the different fields, okay? So telecommunication, sensing, quantum. We have also, let's say, generalists in future internet. So colleagues that have been brainstorming and continue to brainstorm. So I would say that the role of CONASENSE there is really to bring this interdisciplinary perspective, so an umbrella, so that we don't close the magazine into a specific field, but actually you focus a little bit more on, let's say, the interdisciplinary aspects, across domain aspects, application of quantum, alignment, of course, with emerging standards, but also so try to, let's say, ignite this I would say the small fire that quantum still is, right? It seems more complex, but it is not. We are missing a number of artifacts of small experimentation environments, reproducibility, interoperability tools, and also pathways, right? So pathways for adoption and skills. So I think that the role of CONASENSE is there, okay? It's actually mediating this. So as part of the so let's say the magazine is part of CONASENSE. CONASENSE has a steering board that will assist the editors in chief in pursuing this.
As far as CONASENSE is concerned, it is a multidisciplinary area. But when you bring the quantum just not multidisciplinary, but it is cross-disciplinary also. So quantum is cross-multidisciplinary subject. That's very important to understand. And from that perspective, you look that there is no end of quantum. Let me say, this journal is the foundation of the future growth of technology. That is what I personally feel. Not because I'm involved in the journal, not because Paulo is the editor-in-chief, but this is the truth that this is the really foundation for the future technology. And once I say foundation, there is no end of it. It will have a far future role. Just like if you have the foundation for any development for any country, if you are the prime minister or president of the country, you have to look for the long term. And long term is not 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, but at least 5 to 10 years. Similarly, what we have planned, neither we are prime minister, nor we are politicians, we are all technologists, scientists. From that perspective, the topic which we have initiated is having a long-term future. And definitely for 10 years future it has to create the new globe in the technical world.
So I would just end with a call for action, right? So a call so asking the community in general and in particular the younger researchers to take a look into the magazine, to submit their work, so and also to take a look into CONASENSE. So we are starting a new series of webinars, free online. The next one is in quantum soon. So stay tuned. Go to our website, conasense.org, also to the website of the magazine. You also have links in the website of CONASENSE and participate. So this is a free volunteer community and we count with your collaboration.
look at the applications aspects also. Sometimes young researchers just want to publish the paper. Don't limit yourself for that. Look at really other aspects, going for the applications, going for the patent, and patent not just for the namesake, it must have the applications for the society.